What's going on, everybody? I was coming on today. I wanted to talk a little bit about training. Sorry, I fixed my camera a little bit. The video might be a little rough, I ain't gonna lie, because I'm just gonna shoot it. I'm gonna just talk my shit. So, y'all gonna be alright. But one thing I want to talk about is junk volume and training intensity. Okay. First of all, the reason I bring those two things up is because I think they are very deeply in tandem. Because you end up with two different types of people. You end up with types of people that train too hard, and I mean, quote unquote, too hard. And really, what that is people that don't understand, mesocycles and deloading and etc. Sorry, my cat's scratching me. And they don't understand that, like, there's nothing wrong with training intense, training to failure, but it is at times. It's not something that we can, do 24/7. And there's certain types of guys, hardcore, that's how I was when I was younger, and you just train to failure every single day. And then there's other types of people that don't know how to train to failure. And they are just much more in the, like, what I would call junk volume territory. It's not what you traditionally call junk volume, because junk volume would be like, someone doing 24 sets in a day or whatever, and those last 12 sets are useless in reality. But I call that junk volume because the people that don't really understand how to train, and the volume, whether or not they keep adding volume to their training sessions, they're not gaining anything from it. They're just adding volume at this point. And I want to talk about, this is just kind of like a rule that I heard. I think this is from Dr. Mike Israel, but he talked about, imagine if instead of going 100% and then failing, and going 100% and failing, you went 85% all the time. Meaning every time you show up in the gym, when you don't want to show up, when you do want to show up, etc., you push it to 85%, quote unquote, right? And 85% is a bit of a, what is the word? A term, it's just a metaphor for what we're really going to do. But by 85%, I mean go in there and go to 3 reps in reserve, 2 reps in reserve, 1 reps in reserve. Go in there and really focus on your technique and etc. Don't go in there balls to the wall and fucking die on the barbell and then don't come back for a fucking week, or do that for a month because you're really into training right now, and then fizzle out. Like, stay dedicated and be intense, but be honest with yourself too, right? Like, don't go in there trying to kill yourself. And again, I think these apply to 2 different brackets of people, because I would definitely say more so a lot of guys tend to be in the category of train too hard, and a lot of girls tend to be in the category of don't train hard enough. And that's just, I think, the psychology differences between men and women, that are fairly natural. But the point is just that for optimal hypertrophy, we want to stay in that range right before failure. Okay, that is perfection. Okay, and that's not all the time. We're gonna go, throughout the mesocycle closer towards failure. We're gonna deload, etc. But in a general sense, going to failure on every exercise is not the optimal route, right? And it's the same thing for just sitting there and squatting and barely feeling it, or curling, and you just going through the motions. That's useless too, right? But I just think that's something that a lot of people don't think about. They don't recognize the how imperative intensity is on proper training. Because you could put all your other ducks in a row, but if you're not training properly, it's not going to happen. Like, you have to create a stimulus for the body to respond to, and sometimes people just don't understand what the body can do. You have a concept of where your mind thinks you can go to, because that's the most you've done, that's the hardest you've pushed yourself. But the body is incredible, I promise you. It can do a lot more than you think it can do, which something I had to learn as well. But that's it, y'all. I'm signing off. I just wanted to try to share a little bit of knowledge about junk volume. Hope that wasn't a little too wordy for y'all or anything. I'm just getting started here, so bear with me a little bit, okay?